Full-fledged war with Pakistan today, can we sustain that dominance over Pakistan with our present artillery? As a commander of the Chinar Corps, Pakistan is standing with their armor right at the LOC, at our hinterland and the border. Is this the new era of modern warfare, whether India should be there or should not be there?
My view is it should be there. 1990 का जो हमारा जम्मू कश्मीर का प्रॉब्लम था नहीं होता। मैं कभी नहीं चाहूंगा कि मेरे को पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप मुझको ये बताए अब गोली खोलो अब गोली मत खोलो, वो उसका काम नहीं है।
बांग्लादेश की साइड से प्रॉब्लम्स आने वाली हैं। Is India getting ready for the future to stand on its own alone?
मैं हमेशा एक लाइन बोलता हूँ, विकसित भारत के साथ में अगर सुरक्षित भारत नहीं है ना तो विकसित नहीं हो सकता। 1970 में जब बांग्लादेश बना तो जो वहाँ की जमात थी, जो रेडिकल थे, वो कहते हमारी औरतों के साथ में कर लो, हमारे को मार दो, हमें कोड़े मकोड़े पे रख लो, बट हमको पाकिस्तान से रहना है, हमको धर्म के साथ रहना। सारे बंदे जो कश्मीर के अंदर धर्म के नाम पे पाठ पढ़ाते हैं, नानी के बच्चे से लेकर के CS सलाउद्दीन के बच्चे से लेकर सब पढ़ रहे हैं, डॉक्टर बन रहे हैं, इंजीनियर बन रहे हैं, बट जो उड़ रहा है वो आप पूछो कौन।
कश्मीर की सॉलिडारिटी डे सेलिब्रेट करा गया था। LED के कमांडर नकवी ने एक स्टेटमेंट दी थी कि वो अखंड भारत के खंड खंड कर देगा।
जो वो कह रहा है कोई गलत तो नहीं कह रहा है।
Both the army and CRPF work together. Specifically talking about JNK sir.
मेरा बेटा जो है एक पोस्ट पे था जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर, 11 महीने के बाद में वहां से निकला, दूसरी बार घुसा।
अग्निवीर, is it a right decision or a strategic gambles?
1971 से पहले सिर्फ 7 साल की नौकरी होती थी जवान की। मोस्ट मॉडर्न फोर्स, मिलिट्री फोर्स कहाँ की है? पूरे देश के सभी युवाओं को फौज के अंदर एक बार नौकरी जरूर करनी चाहिए। कंस्ट्रक्शन तो नहीं होगा, बट सब बोलते हैं ना, आप कहीं बाहर चले जाओ सर, हर एक आदमी को बोलते हैं ना फौज के अंदर नौकरी होनी चाहिए, बोलते ही नहीं बोलते। How many wars has India lost?
With China?
No, with anybody.
I think we lost it.
None, except for 62.
Correct, sir.
62 also, if I applied selectively in places where we are lost. And that was about poor leadership, poor political decisions.
And our limitations in our own
in spite
artillery.
of limitations. In spite of limitations. But after all, that limitation which was there in the Eastern Front was also in Ladakh.
Correct.
Correct. So what changed in Ladakh where we held our ground?
Yes.
And what had changed in Arunachal Pradesh? So it's all about leadership. That is a time when they put somebody from a logistics department to take control on operational, so.
But the fact on the ground stays that after that war, China has never actually fought a full-fledged war with anybody.
And you look at the face-offs. Every face-offs,
whether with Taiwan or Vietnam,
they have never won. There have been only
won.
stalemates. Even in the proxies, when they have gone in, there have been stalemates.
But sir, somewhere, will you agree, are we strategically modern or are we tactically brave, but from our machines, we are too much stretched?
Yeah, I totally agree that firstly, we are tactically brave. This unfortunate, there's a issue with our country where the political leadership and the bureaucracy has got a very little understanding of military, right? It needs to change. It has changed to an extent, right? But it is not enough.
But ये दिल और मांगता है.
No, I'm just saying that what happens is that you can't rush into shifting from tactical to strategic thinking.
True, sir.
It is better be gradual and experiential. Because suddenly when you will shift from tactical to strategic realm, you will find that you neither have the experience nor the capacity to sustain yourself in the strategic realm. So it's better to learn slowly. So I think the most important changes happened in, I don't want to give a credit to government or anybody because the moment I'll make this statement, you'll say political. The kitties which were vacant have been filled in.
Okay.
Our ammunition has been brought up to the scale which is required. There are still gaps. But then these are gaps because we don't have the capacities and capabilities in terms of defense ecosystem. So you may want to have a 5th generation or 6th generation aircraft. We don't have because neither do have enough budget to buy. Rightly so, because the fight is between feeding political agendas in terms of looking after the social welfare schemes or to find the strategic level defense. While we may be the 4th economic or 4th military power, but we need to 4th, I think 7th or 8th military power, but We need to consistently work on a balance of meeting both ends of defense expenditure and also our social welfare schemes.
I think very recently the news came up that India is not giving HAL the fifth generation fighter jets project anymore. So that
Correct.
has been taken off. Sir, since we are talking a little bit about political slogans here, if I may ask you upfront, sir, can India physically push into the Pakistani territory and hold on its grounds, or is it just the political slogan
No,
and not
firstly,
the military objective?
Is it a political slogan because the current government has been talking, therefore it's become political slogan?
We've heard statements, LOC.
Yeah. So please,
हम क्रॉस करके पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड एरिया को हम कैप्चर करेंगे. Right from when this leadership came in power.
So please look at the slogans which have also come. I think what they say gets magnified because today we got social media and we got media which is hugely in number. And it's not only in India, all over the world. What Asim Munir says gets magnified in their this thing, and it also gets magnified here. The parliament has taken a decision or has passed that resolution that POJK is ours and we will take it, right? So, जब वो हुआ था तो वो डिबेट ही नहीं था, वो एक दिन पेपर में आया मोटा मोटा, एक दूरदर्शन में somebody has said this thing and given a news, right? Now when it's being emphatically said, and this also is a compulsion on the political this thing, not only to get Ghana votes, but also to keep on telling the world and Pakistan that we aren't forgotten what is ours.
True, sir.
Right? So let's say if you keep quiet for 20 years and you don't say that Aksai Chin is ours, right? Or sometime we need to take about it. So it will actually become, people will forget it. The youth of today, which is totally focused possibly in making money for themselves or living a life of a different style, right? They will forget that aapka kya hai?
Siachen hai ya Arunachal hamara hai.
And then somebody will say, "Arey, koi baat nahi, wo to territory hai, de do." But when you start looking at what was yours and how much are you willing to give away, that is time. I think it's very important for the people and the politicians can talk. We in the forces just cannot keep on telling on this thing. But yes, now the second part is about possibilities of taking. I think it's highly possible to take.
It is.
Yes. The issue is that are you willing to pay the cost of taking it today? Now, what are the cost? Cost is not on men.
Not just the money.
No, cost is not the men. Cost is not of losing lives. They are very, very important cost.
Okay.
Right? But the cost is when you go into firefight, I'll just give an example of US. US power has diminished over a period of time because the unnecessary wars they have undertaken directly themselves. Generally, what happens is smart powers, good powers, truly powerful powers don't fight themselves. They have their proxies or their sidekicks fighting the war for them.
True, sir.
Right? Either inside or from outside.
True.
Right? So, China is smart, will never fight that fight. India should also learn this art, but unfortunately, the principles which have been guiding us have disallowed us to fight that kind of a fight. So, if you want India to become a power, it must have an exceptionally great military power with it. But that should be only a power in being for application. It should use what China is doing, what America is doing to us. When Trump wants to actually arm twist you, what do?
Tariffs.
Tariffs or
sanctions.
People like Soros or their deep state, they prop up political rhetoric, they target your businesses, they try and everybody wants that Adani and Ambani should fail. Tata should fail. I'm also for everybody should have government jobs, but in the world of competition, the government jobs are, you just said, HAL has not been able to compete. It is because when you are a government servant, then you are a servant. And a servant works like a servant. He doesn't have ownership. But in a private ownership, the top man who owns it, he is watching through various systems to ensure that you are able to deliver for his profit.
True.
So I'm quite for
Private partnerships.
Not private partnership. I think private thing does
Ownerships.
good. Ownership goods. Eventually, that money which comes gets put into the social sector as well. So same people, and then there's a competition. Then these people get, when you're a multinational company and you got deployed abroad in variety of places, they are leverages for us. So they guide the outside world to vote for India, to be with India, to see with India. Because let's say we run 5 refineries at some other place and we stop supporting it. You look at this thing.
You get jacked, sir.
You can jack. So it's important that we allow our private enterprise, and Indian minds were actually private. They were entrepreneurial. They were very innovative, imaginative.
Sir,
all that has been killed in last about 50, 60 years because we just didn't want them to prosper, go back to thinking.
Sir, it's a very delicate line, sir. Primarily giving private ownerships the free hand to some extent can actually, fall back on our faces. Primarily, because we are in a democracy.
No. I am looking at government.
Yes.
There should be a smaller government. They should be far more agile in terms of governance.
Agile is the right word, sir.
Yeah.
And competitive outlook and environment creating within our own government sector is something which is
you look at the
call
future.
Of the hour, sir.
You look at the future with AI coming, right? Do you think the jobs are going to get increased or they are going to drop?
Sir, I think it's going to increase. This is a very debatable topic, sir.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very debatable topic because we are right now sitting at the very narrow generative AI perspective.
Okay, let me just give another example.
The moment, sir, because I have read a little bit about the artificial intelligence, stage we are in.
I will. No, not stage. It's a matter of another 15 years, 20 years. When mechanization 1 was there of industrialization, right? That is the time a lot of people got jobs because they shifted from rural to
urbanization,
industrialization. But when you look at the pictures and history of that point of time, you found that people who were working in those industries were living lives of pauper, but they had no choice but to work those 12-hour shifts or 18-hour shifts. Then came mechanization 2, right, as part of your thing. Faster paced production system. Because population was booming, right? You had to meet the requirement. There was a competition on. Then came automation. The moment automation has come, you look at China, which is to be lower end manufacturing, is glutting the market. They are dumping the stuff. Now the dumping the stuff has become so bad that they got products which cannot be sold because there's nobody who's going to buy. So when there's a population graph which has reached in plateaus and start going down, so where will these people who are here and mechanization and automation starts producing more, right? So where will that product go to sell? So I'm just talking of economy of sales sounds very good in terms of private competition.
So here I will interject you, sir. When the Industrial Revolution happened, yes, it brought jobs, sir. Totally agree with it. But at the same time, the product requirements were also
that's what I'm saying.
Brought out to the diaspora.
Correct. So it came, but then there is a limit to it. How many television sets are going to use today? The way we are manufacturing television sets. So therefore, that is why this mobile, which you buy today, the companies introduce a system of sending you updates. And these updates, after some time, also introduce trouble in a mobile to compel you to buy new.
True, sir.
Right.
And that's the latest style of ensuring that your mobiles don't work.
So when you go to a service center, he'll ask for a stinking amount of money to repair it. And therefore you say, oh, chalo banane khe do. So, we are generating requirements to
It has always been in the history, sir.
So then when the AI is going to come and they are going to start taking over jobs, analysis, things which you require 10 video editors, you will have. In fact, you may suddenly decide not to have this conversation. You will just listen to 10 podcasts of Gen DP Pandey, carry out, and you now know what is his mindset. You may
the
just
data
put
has
an
been
AI.
acquired. That's the first step of artificial intelligence.
Correct. And therefore, you can only plant and run this thing. I just want to give an example of US. What US has done is that they had a small segment of people working hard. A very large segment of people being looked after in the welfare scheme. PO, drugs low, khana khao, stay in this thing, we are working for you. And they got the cheap stuff from the world.
Yes.
They paid printed dollars, gave good money. They kept the gas low. Great amount of tourism, enjoy, have beer, have food coupons, I'll give you basic necessity. Even you can't create jobs. How much jobs can you create? Right? So there is going to be a challenge.